Next video is by Living Ironically in Europe. This is a bit different than his usual videos though. It's Balkan video games were different. Now then, in this fucking thumbnail, I recognize some fucking banger games that I used to play as a kid. So I bet I'll have a lot to say here.
Video games. If there's anything that can overarchingly unify every group of people in the world, then that would have to be video games.
Dude, I would fuck that waifu so hard.
As
No
every
idea.
person from the
I would
far-reaching
fuck Living
prairies of the
Ironically in Europe
United
if he was a
States
waifu so
to the
hard.
concrete jungles of Japan spent their childhood playing video games, and the Balkans are no exception. However,
Yes.
unlike much of the West and developed world, things were a bit different.
Mythical
During the
YouTube
80s,
recommender stream.
90s,
You just
and
missed me defending people saying the N-word, by the way, so yeah.
arguably early 2000s.
You missed the
when
best part.
most of us were growing up in the West, one of the main video game producers for kids was Nintendo, and many of
And I never fucking played a single Nintendo game. Boom. Oh, fuck, I shouldn't have done that. That brought me back to like 2016.
you watching from the US most likely have fond memories of playing Super Mario, Legend of Zelda.
It's appropriate, okay?
Pokemon,
We're watching a nostalgia video. Come on. A little bit of this, a little bit of my name is Jeff is appropriate. Like, come on.
Donkey Kong, and many
Oh, I'm
other
gonna make a
classics.
meme of myself here.
Yet, in the Balkans, this wasn't the case. If you've been a
Cringe,
long-time
that's the
viewer of
point.
this channel, you're aware
Who keeps
that
timing me out? It was probably saying something bad. I'm not sure. What are you saying? What is timing you out? What are you saying that's timing you out?
here we had this little thing called communism that basically deemed us as retarded for a good half of the 20th century, and essentially isolated us from the international community because our dear leaders
No,
kept
no, but look. People can shit on communism all they want, but in theory and in practice, if done like it's meant to be done, communism or capitalism is pretty bad. In concept and in practice. Communism, however, I mean, it hasn't been exactly done well so far, but in a theoretical scenario where everything goes right and people aren't pieces of shit, and they can actually work together and be fair, communism
cared more about being in a leftist book club
and yeah,
rather
I know I'm Croatian and I'm saying this, but like, come on.
than decent living standards, which impacted the amount of money people had to spend on essential goods such as food, clothes, and video games. As such,
No, my
mainstream
video games.
popular
What do I
in the
buy? Do I buy milk and bread or do I buy video? Oh my god, new Super Mario! Oh,
West were
fuck! I
practically
can
non-existent.
survive one. How long human live? Human live for 2 weeks without food? Oh, I buy Super Mario. Yes,
In the Balkans.
I survive. I
What's
survive.
more, they were even seen as extreme luxuries that either only the wealthiest member of Balkan society or people with relatives abroad had. After socialism crumbled and the free market started to be embraced in the late 90s and early 2000s, consumer-grade electronics finally started to make their way to the peninsula. But because of the significantly lower amounts of
Fucking Balkan
disposable
music,
income,
bro.
a lot of families could only afford second-hand computers imported from Germany or PCs with really weak
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's talking about at the time where he was a kid, right? For me, I was obviously not a kid at his time. For me, I just got a fucking PC and play games, but I had a shitty one, and to be fair, it cost like a lot of money. And I couldn't use the internet at all because it cost like per megabyte downloaded you had to pay. So I could only like download it. What I would do is I would download an emulator, download some ROMs because they were very small, obviously, right? Very small in size. So we wouldn't have to pay that much, and that would give me like so much entertainment, so much. That's why I never like played online games. I feel like the only people who like online games today are people who played them when they were kids, meaning they had unlimited internet access because otherwise you would have to pay per fucking megabyte, which is insane. Like online games would actually cost you so much, or just being on the internet, watching YouTube videos, stuff like that. Like as a kid, I wouldn't even watch YouTube videos. I would download them because it was cheaper.
computing
I would do it obviously in 144p.
power. Even so, few families even possessed one. This ultimately impacted what games became popular amongst the kids in the Balkans. A lot of games that were popular usually came
Let's see here. San Andreas, yep. FIFA, I probably played FIFA. Hulk. I feel like I remember playing Hulk. Hitman, I never played as a kid. Plants vs. Zombies, yes. Zuma, yes. Counter-Strike, never played it. Is that Age
installed
of
on the
War?
computer,
Nice.
such
Age
as
of
the
Empires.
classics
Never
that
played it.
were disposable in the West, such as Space Cadet 3D, a digital pinball game, and Minesweeper, aka Boss in Life Simulator. However, there were others that somehow every Balkan PC magically had pre-installed on it, such as Stress Relief, which was an app that
played that.
allowed the player to pick a variety of tools from a hammer, chainsaw, machine gun, flamethrower,
Did I play this? I feel like it's somewhat familiar.
and termite hand, to name a few, and then use them to destroy the Windows XP default background.
I might have
Another
played
one
this
was
actually.
Zuma, which
Maybe.
had graphics
Zuma, I remember. Zuma I used to play the shit out of. Zuma was fucking great.
that resembled one of a slot machine game more than one for kids, where the player took control of a
Which is
frog
why it was so fucking dope, bro. Got me into gambling.
that would spit out different colored balls and have to match three
You
of
never played Plants vs. Zombies in your fucking life? Are you serious? You're insane. Play it right now. Go play it. Original. Go play it. Through the
same
whole game. It's actually one of the best games ever made.
color in a row of balls that were heading to
Zoma,
a hole
it's
before
Zuma.
they reached it and cleared the map. As technology became more widespread,
Me
and
neither.
video
You both of you are like 5 years old.
games became more popular amongst
Go
the
play it
youth,
right now.
More games
Stop
also
watching the
started
stream. Go play the game.
to get
Actually,
played.
no. Keep the stream in the background. Play the game.
However, at this point, the availability of computers and the internet was still quite limited, so games that would be obtained were very small regarding the
Hey, that's a game I used to play. Jazz Jackrabbit too, dude. That was such a good game. Mwah. I used to fucking play that. I think I played it alone for the most part, but I did play with my sister sometime.
storage space and computing
You're 70 years old. I mean, I'm older clearly than all of you together combined, probably because you all act like 5-year-olds.
power.
At least
so
mentally.
the way new games would be obtained was via a couple of ways. One of them involved going to a video game shop. Now, in the West, this was usually a GameStop or some other equivalent, but here, game shops were usually integrated
I don't even know if we even had game shops. You know what I did as a kid? I would just like burn the games onto discs. By the way, do you guys know what a CD is even? Have you ever used a CD in your life? Please tell me you did. A DVD or a CD. Have you ever used it in your life? Do you know what burning DVDs is? Do you know what that means? Fox? Spicy? Do you guys even know what that means? Yeah? What is it? What does it mean? What is burning a DVD? What does that mean? Nope. Yeah, I fucking knew it. What does burning a DVD mean? Tell me.
in a
He's gonna
computer
say like setting it on fire or
repair
something.
shop, which was run by some middle-aged computer nerd who would be one of the few people in town with internet access who'd pirate
Putting
a
files
shit
on
ton
the-
of
Use the floppy too. Okay, you're old. Ever used Nero? I have no idea what the fuck that is. I used cassettes to watch fucking Red Riding Hood and Brothers Grimm, Tales of Brothers Grimm, whatever the fuck it's called, that TV show, and Hansel and Gretel, and what else did I watch? I watched that funny dinosaur movie, whatever the fuck it was called.
games
All on
and
DVD,
then burn
all
them
on cassette. I didn't have a cassette player. My grandma had it.
on these thick CDs.
See, that's the thing. None of you fucking kids in chat have used a cassette. That's a guarantee. None of you have used a cassette. No fucking way have you used a cassette. I fucking do not believe you.
Had custom printed covers.
Alright, on CDs I had like Pokemon, I think. Like some of the earlier seasons of Pokemon. And Digimon and what's it called again? Bakugan? No. Bakugan, is that what it's called? The funny little balls that transform into things. And also obviously all Japanese stuff, obviously. The fucking Beyblades. Those were cool. I actually own some of them. Also Gormiti, which is I'm not sure how it's pronounced. Is it even what's it called in English? No, it's Gormiti. Yeah, Gormiti Invincible Lords of Nature. This shit. I don't know if any of you guys played with this shit. You didn't because you're all 12. Bro, these toys were so fucking dope. These are some new ones. They're cringe. Where are the old ones? That's new shit. Where are the old ones? I had this guy. This guy I think is this guy as well. No, but most of these are new. Oh, yeah. I had that one. Had that one. I had that one. I think I had this one as well. I think I remember putting my fingers in the thing and because it felt good. the little holes here. I had some Gormiti toy. You did? Hell yeah, bro. Yeah. Yeah, I had this one. This was probably like my favorite. Or was it the birds one? Yeah, the birds one were cool. You know what I'd do as a kid? This might be a bit weird. I would like touch the fucking I would basically just touch like find like the part that feels the best to like touch. I don't know why. I think it's because of fucking what's it called again? ADHD? Maybe I have ADHD. I don't know. I never got tested, but it's possible I have it because I would used to like touch these toys and like feel the textures and shit, like mess with them like that. And obviously I'd play with them as well, like shit like that, just clashing them together. No, but it was fun collecting all of those things. That was very fun. Obviously I had like a couple of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. My friend who was rich because his dad had a company, like he was the owner of a company, not a big one or anything, but it was a big one for the town. So he had like significantly more money than the rest of us. He bought like this. It only cost like what, $30 or something like that. It was very cheap. But for us it was a lot of money. Like the Yu-Gi-Oh thing, the chat, so he could like actually put his card. So nobody would want to play with him because every single time we played with him, he would like use that shit, and we would just have the cards in our hands. But he would be able to use the like deck and shit, like the deck holder, whatever the fuck it's called. We were so jealous, and we actually I think we all wanted to kill him. If we could, I think we all would have just murdered him and took all of his like toys.
Which you could choose from a catalog lying on the counter.
But yeah, I used to get my games all by like basically just pirating them, burning them onto discs. Oh, I wouldn't do it. My best friend's brother started doing it. Then my best friend learned from his brother, and then he started doing it for me. And then I learned from him, and then I started doing it myself.
Would also provide you with a sheet of paper that had written in
the dubbing was so shitty. Yeah, I don't remember the Croatian dub, but I bet it was shit.
On how to crack the game as well. If your parents couldn't afford that, then
we were poor, bro. I said it multiple times. I ate a fucking sandwich for one of my birthdays. Not a fucking birthday cake. A fucking singular sandwich with a little like candle on it. I had to eat that shit because we literally had no money to buy a cake or make a cake. We had no money, and also obviously I explained the internet situation, and then we had a fucking shitty ass TV. We literally had like one of them box TVs for like the longest time. We didn't get a flat screen until I was like what, 12 maybe 14. I'm not sure. Happy birthday. It's not my fucking birthday. It was like my birthday was like 2 months ago, bro. Chill out. What was I gonna say again? Fuck you fucking prick. I forgot what I was gonna say now. You made me lose my train of fucking thought, you piece of shit. What the fuck was I saying? Brain, come on, brain. Brain, come on. Wait, what?
Instructions on how to crack the game as well. If your parents couldn't afford,
yeah, basically we had no money, so we had to I had to like literally crack all my games because I had no money.
That then one of your friends could,
which is why I still do it to this. No, that was a joke. That was a joke.
With the game, which was
4 gigabytes. That's big actually. I had like 2 gigabyte ones. At most 1 gigabyte maybe.
Riley Reid in a single shoot, and the games on it would eventually friends could. So then they'd give you a flash drive with the game, which was passed around school more than Riley Reid in a single shoot, and the games on it would eventually make their way onto the computers in the schools.
Yeah, I never really had a situation where we passed that shit around, simply because people would like people from my school. Whenever I tell them, hey, you can pirate games and get them for free. I don't know if you know this. They're like, isn't this illegal? It's like, yeah, it is illegal, but nobody can catch you for it. It's like, well, I'm not gonna do it because it's illegal. I want to be caught. I'm like, what, you fucking idiot! Like, you retarded piece of shit! Like, you literally can get a game for free. And then he's like, and then the next day they'd be like crying, like, bro, you playing the latest FIFA, bro? I can't even play. I don't have money. How do you have money? I'm like, Digga, I fucking pirated it. I told you about this yesterday. You can get it for free, idiot.
IT lab. In this time period, one of the most popular games that every single
By the way, I think all kids under the age of 18 honestly should just get under the age of like 16. I feel like, or 14. Let's say 14. I think above 14, you have no right to like not get a job if you want video games. But before that, whatchamacallit? If you're from a poor family, I guess you can't really like measure this, but honestly, you should just get all games for free, so I don't have to pirate them, because guess what, most people are gonna pirate it anyways who are like underage and have no money.
Of watching,
so might as well just give it to them for free.
Attack of nostalgia from just mentioning was Heroes 3. I don't think anybody can forget the unskippable cutscene at full volume you had to sit through when you first opened the game on a fresh computer, giving away your location to all IT teachers in a 10-kilometer
Yeah, I got
radius.
no clue what the fuck he's talking about.
Heroes 3 was
no idea
a turn-based strategy game where you could control one of 9 factions that consisted of fantasy creatures who'd be at war against one another.
Never played this.
To influence the outcome of battle alongside controlling your units, you could also cast spells such as Armageddon
I just played Age of War.
Nuke the entire map. that.
And then
Another
stick
franchise
war.
that, alongside being popular in the Balkans, was also popular in the West was GTA. In particular, GTA Vice City and San Andreas.
San Andreas.
Like, the majority of my peers...
I played Vice City for like a little bit. I forgot why, but I stopped. I think because it's fucking incompatible as shit with the current hardware.
Earliest memories was of me and my 6-year-old cousin utilizing cheat codes we kept in a notebook.
I used to like remember every single San Andreas cheat code off the top of my head. I cannot remember them anymore.
To summon a
specifically the tank one.
And just rampage the city and see how many stars we could get in GTA.
Yeah, that's literally all I did as a kid.
Anyone who played this
I never actually beat the game as a kid.
Balkans as a kid even was aware that there were an actual story or campaign.
Well, the funny thing is, I wasn't even aware that there were black people as a kid. I think this was my first time I've ever seen a black person in my life was through GTA San Andreas. I was like, oh, that's cool. I didn't know that people weren't white. How would you know in Croatia? There was no black people. No, I'm assuming there are people who migrated there, rich people. We know have money, and you can just fucking work from home from Croatia, or whatever. Fucking pay like basically no taxes.
Play this in the.
But I literally did not. I don't think I knew what the fuck a black person was before I watched San Andreas, and I was like, what the fuck? These guys are so much cooler than all the white people I know. I think that's the only reason why I was the only fucking Croatian who I knew that wasn't a racist, because I was the only one who played GTA San Andreas, and I was like, well, damn, black people are cool, bro.
Balkans as a kid.
It's probably also why I fucking started like. It's probably why I also like as a teenager spammed the N-word quite a bit.
It even was aware that there were an actual story.
At least, like, I feel like as a kid I probably would talk like a black person a lot, I imagine, because of games like San Andreas and stuff like that. Because San Andreas is probably my most played game as a kid.
And everyone just went driving around cars.
I say as a black person, I mean like Ebonics.
Like maniacs and shooting innocent bystanders. What made going around driving in Vice City and San Andreas and committing heinous crimes against humanity so fun was also the radio, which
which you can't fucking listen to anymore because you'll get copyright striked. Woo!
God had some of the best tracks like or which
so good.
No video game has ever been able to replicate since. However, it could have been made even better if at the time I had a pair of Raycon earbuds.
Fuck off. Raycons are shit, bro. They break after 5 seconds, bro. I bought ones. I got a replacement because they broke, and then those ones broke as well. Like basically the other day. The next day they were broken. And the funny thing is, both of the times something else broke. First ones I bought, both of the headphones just died. Second one, the case died. So I had to combine the first fucking ones that I got with the second, the case from the first ones that I got with the second ones that the headphones got. But if they sponsor me, I take everything back and I made it up, and I'm a big filthy liar. But if they don't sponsor me, then I fucking hate them.
They've been
they're a ripoff.
Literally a game changer, and best of all, my favorite part about
even be quiet.
Some of the
most scammer.
And we're shooting chicken
invaders, bro. Chicken invaders was fucking lit.
Arguably some of the most
bro. Chicken invaders was the best fucking game ever made, bro. People be playing Space Invaders. Like, what the fuck is a Space Invader? Bro, Chicken Invader, my dude.
Popular games were those
so much
in
better.
The arcade genre, such as Chicken Invaders, where you control a spaceship and were shooting
such a good game.
Space,
a series of games
dropping eggs on you. Essentially, it was just a bootleg Space Invaders, but you could get some insane power-ups where your bullets
it was so good,
and
the bosses as well were fucking all ridiculous. It was so good,
just like ecstasy for kids. Another one was the Murhan series, which is
a
franchise
don't know about this one.
Of a variety of different games that also involved chickens. You had your classic Murhan, where you clicked on chickens that would pop up to shoot them, but you also had Murhan Racing, which was chickens racing.
Okay, you know, it looked familiar. This is what I played. Yeah, the racing game. I don't think I played it a lot because I don't particularly remember, like, have it in my memory, like a lot of the details or anything like that. But I feel like I did play this at some point.
And considering none of us even knew about the existence of Mario Kart, this was the best.
Probably because I didn't really like
and
racing games.
What's
but I think I did play
about
this.
These games was that a lot of them were in German because that's where the PC came from. So because
for me everything was in English.
Actually, barely any of the kids spoke German. We'd all just have to instinctively.
Or was it? I know, to be fair, it might have been in German. I don't think it was Croatian. I think it was translated as also. Actually, it might have been in German. I don't know. To be fair, I couldn't remember which language that shit was on because I actually thought that I watched Cartoon Network in Croatian, but I never did. There was never a Croatian dub for Cartoon Network when I was watching it. we had the English channel only, and that's where I learned like a lot of my English from. That as well as video games.
Button did through trial and error. And of
So
course,
I wouldn't trust my
we can't
memory
forget the
when it comes to
staple
language
arcade
stuff.
Balkan game, Feeding Frenzy, where the player took control of a fish and would
This
eat other
fucking
fish
game! Okay, that's okay. I didn't. Oh, dude.
in an effort to get bigger.
Dude, I fucking remember playing this as a kid. Fucking hell,
bigger
this is so
while
addicting.
avoiding bigger fish who would look to eat you.
That shit was
with
so
the final
addicting,
goal
bro.
Becoming so big you can eat a whale. Obscure
Yeah.
platformers were also quite
Dude, what the fuck? Okay, this guy's bringing like back a fuck ton of nostalgia, bro. But, you know, we already had that one where like whatchamacallit, I gave you guys nostalgia or whatever the fuck when that was like a classic. Didn't you react to a video like that? I don't remember. It was either that or some other. I don't know. Whenever I play like whenever I play like old games, like the Resident Evil video that's gonna come out tomorrow, or today. Tomorrow? Today. That shit gives you guys nostalgia. This shit gives me nostalgia. It's my time to get nostalgic now. Dude, this fucking game was so fun to play.
One of such games was a 3D platformer, Santa Claus in Trouble, which again, somehow 90% of
Such a good
computers
game.
had pre-installed already.
Such
the
a good
players
game.
took control of Santa
Please
Claus.
tell me he mentions a game that I've been trying to like find this game, but I do not remember what it's called. It used to be like a ball of like I think it was white or black. I think it was white. And then you could like roll around and grab different colors and mix them together into. I'm gonna leave a comment on this video asking for someone if he doesn't mention it. It was such a good game, but I do not remember it at all. Like I do not remember the name. I tried finding it, I couldn't find it. It's basically just like a ball of white. I think it was white or black. I don't remember. I think it was white. And then you like roll around and you collect different colors and you mix them together. And I think you need to be certain colors to do certain puzzles or something like that. I don't remember. And then I think you would go to the black to like reset your color maybe. Or did you like grab? I think you might have grabbed black and white to reset your color or to darken the color. I don't remember exactly what it was.
And had to
Bro, I already first tried Radon. What are you talking about?
jump on different
I already
platforms,
first tried
avoiding
him.
enemies and collecting presents. But although simple and intended
Such a
for
good game.
kids, this game was excruciatingly frustrating.
Right, it
as
was
the
so
controls
good
were
though. It was so good.
painstakingly clunky.
Now you just suck. Skill issue. I don't remember having any trouble with the game. It was so good.
And it was an art form itself to learn to control him.
Nah, it was so good, bro. It was
But
so good.
the main thing that made a game popular in the Balkans was if it had available hot seat and LAN multiplayer capabilities. As I said earlier, the availability of
Is he gonna
computers
mention Jack Jackrabbit now?
was quite limited and not everyone could afford one. So, to play video games, a bunch of kids would gather at one friend's house who had some piece of
I would do a couple things. I would play Jackrabbit with my sister, I think. I would play Minecraft with my best friend. We would like use a Hamachi to set up a LAN server and then play together. And what else? I feel like there was something else as well. Obviously split screen, like on my PlayStation, like playing Budokai Tenkaichi 3 or Call of Duty World at War.
of shit
like that, or
toaster.
Black Ops
And
2
then either
with my
take
friends.
turns playing a game, or all of us would use the same keyboard to control
Yeah,
our own
yeah.
characters. But
We only ever did that with 2 people. I would not like get 4 people on one keyboard. That was too much. Maybe like 3
popular
max.
multiplayer games at the time were especially real-time strategy games like Age of Empires
Never played them.
and
They're
Age
boring.
of Mythology.
Boring.
And especially Red Alert and Command and Conquer Generals.
Too boring,
which
bro,
in
too
no way
boring.
whatsoever could ever be published today, as they had completely non-ethnically motivated Asian and Middle Eastern factions.
China will grow larger.
But amongst them, you also had arguably the best game, Jazz Jackrabbit 2, which brings up so
Unlucky
many
fucks.
memories of me and my friends taking
Dude, Jackrabbit is so fucking goated. I'm gonna play that shit on stream, I swear to God. It's so good, dude. It's so good. I just don't know who, like, I want to play it with someone, but I'm not sure if I even can play it with anyone. I might be able to get my best friend to play with me. I'm not sure. Probably not, because he's a little bit of a pussy. He doesn't want to show himself online in any form, even though he did have a YouTube channel at one point, but whatever.
control of these 2 rabbit brothers who run around shooting turtles and monsters while traversing 2D platformers.
It was such a good,
in a mission to save
dude.
the
It was such a good platformer. It was actually such a good platformer. Like fuck, I had played all the Mario games, all of them, mind you. I like did a marathon by myself. I played all of the Mario games. I should have made that into a video, but whatever, or streamed it. But I played all of the Mario games for the first time, and none of them came close to Jazz Jackrabbit. And I did replay Jazz Jackrabbit again. Jazz Jackrabbit is just so much better. Like the secrets in the fucking game are just so much fucking better. Bro, the platform just feels so much better. Oh, it's so good, dude. It's so good.
rabbit
Even
prince
if it's like, even like compared to the newer Mario games, it's just so good.
from
And yeah,
the
I know it's
evil
nostalgia,
chub
but I don't
turtle
care.
who
It's
for
so
some
good.
reason controls an army of robots and demons, and is also a demon
Yeah.
himself. The
And
game
it's inspired by Doom. That's the best thing. Like the main guy is literally like a Doom monster, and the 2 main characters
was
also
so stylized
like are meant to be
with
like Doom Slayer kind of.
unique art.
Like I think the cover of the game. Let me find the cover of the game. Right. Look. This is the best one I can find. There we go. There we go. There we go. Look at this. Look at this. Isn't this literally Doom? Like that's literally Doom. That's literally the Doom cover. Wait. Isn't it like Doom 1 or 2? Wait, Doom 1. Doom 2 then, right? Look! It's literally Doom 2! It's the same thing! It's the same cover, just reversed. It's the same thing. That's so cool. They fucking copied the Doom cover. It's so funny.
And sprite movements, and had some killer music as well.
It's so good.
But the two games that dominated hot seat multiplayer had to be Pocket Tanks and Worms Armageddon.
Worms Armageddon, yes, I know. Pocket Tanks, I feel like I must have played as like an online version of this, but
games
like
were quite similar, where players took turns to shoot different types of ammo at each
Worms
other
was a fucking
on
banger, dude. It was
map,
so good.
And also had to strategically position themselves not to get shot. Personally, my
That game
favorite
was
of
so
the
good.
two
The Worms was so good.
as the art style was way more cartoony, and you had
Yeah.
a larger variety of seemingly
It
more
was so
bizarre
cool.
weapons.
The deaths were so
which
creative.
could blow up you
The
and
animations as well
entirety
were
of the
so well
map.
made.
Truly a masterpiece. As
Amazing.
the popularity of video games started to grow, more games also started to be available. This came about in the fruition of PS2 games being adapted for the PC and then sold in grocery stores on a rack near checkout. So a lot of the time parents would buy one of these games on the way back home for their kids, which usually was some kind
Okay, yeah. Definitely. My dad would used to like pick up just like the most random fucking games to play. Most of them were like shit. I don't even remember playing them. I think I played them for like 5 minutes and then I left them. It was a waste of money, but because he wouldn't fucking. I would tell him like which games to buy, and he'd be like, "No, I found these ones. These were like cheaper." And then he just give me those games. I like play them a little bit. They're like the worst fucking games you can imagine. Like so bad, like basically unplayable, and I just wouldn't play them. And a lot of them were also not appropriate for kids at all. They were like very violent.
kind of Disney game like Tarzan, Toy
Like
Story.
absurdly like edgy. Yeah, Toy Story as well. Yeah, I remember all these games.
Which,
This I do not remember.
holy shit, was fun. Everyone I know owned Hercules, and
I
it
didn't.
was genuinely one of the best Disney games hands down.
Looks cool, though.
Essentially, it was a mix between a beat-em-up and a platformer, which had different levels based on
Damn.
the movie.
That actually looks very cool.
The
I
most
might play that for
infamous
stream.
of all the Disney games was Aladdin. This one too was a platformer,
Didn't play
but
it.
the map was so confusing and filled with enemies that it was the Dark Souls of Balkan games, with 99% of my friends claiming they never could go past the first level as kids.
The question is, are these games actually Balkan or just being played by mostly Balkans? You know what I mean? Like, are these actually Balkan-made games?
Enemies would just kill you with bullshit you had no idea how to overcome. Yet, as time progressed, the internet became more prevalent and available. As such, internet cafes started springing up all over Balkan towns. And of course, kids would flock to them in droves, ready to spend their meager lunch money on computer games. At this time, LAN and online multiplayer games really started to get popular. Of course, you can't
No.
talk about this
Which
time
ones
period without
aren't
mentioning
made by
Counter-Strike
Balkans?
1.6. In every internet cafe, this was the hottest shit out there. Hordes of kids would duke it out against one another in the famous The Dust 2 map, and that would spawn a buttload of
Never
memes
played
like,
it. Never played it. This is a suka type area game. Counter Strike was only played by fucking Russians, Polish people, shit like that. People who don't speak basically not Serbians, not Croatians, and not what's the last one? Bosnians. I feel like Bosnians, Serbians, and Croatians probably didn't play a lot of CS:GO, but like imagine the rest of that, or the only people who play this are people who were rich enough to afford internet, which I
At
wasn't.
this time, League of Legends came out and instantly
Same thing.
became a huge
Never played
hit
League,
all
really.
across the Balkans.
I guess I
today
played a little
that
bit of
it's
it.
a behemoth of a game with
A little bit
player
of it.
base with not the greatest reputation.
As a kid, I mean, as a kid, I have it installed right now, so
But
I do play it sometimes still.
Back in the day, the game
Like,
looked
but that's only recently that I got into it.
way more jagged and clunky, and was one of the most fun things in the world to play with your friends, as no one took
Until it became sweaty as fuck.
it as seriously and tried to make the most of their time at the
Yep.
internet cafe.
But then they got sweaty as fuck, and then you can't even fucking play it again with some fucking piece of shit retard no lifer coming in with his fucking stupid ass Smurf account. And while you're playing in bronze, just wiping out your whole fucking team in 5 seconds.
And then tell the stories of their ridiculous matches next day at school. If competitive games weren't your forte, then naturally you'd play World of Warcraft. Now,
Again, I only played a
I know
little bit
this
of it.
was quite popular in the West, But
It cost a
the
lot of
thing
money. It was
is,
way too
no one in
expensive back in the day. I could not play it.
Balkans could afford a subscription. So instead, people played a cracked version of the game and also created free.
I didn't even know there was one. I would have
many
fucking
of
played
which
it if I knew.
would lack core features of the game, but nevertheless, it was still so much fun to just be able to play the base game. At this time, the internet was also introduced in the computer labs.
God
at school.
damn.
So, like everywhere else in
The
the
fucking
world,
refresh
instead of
rate is
actually
insane.
learning how to use Microsoft Word,
Everyone left but me.
PowerPoint,
I don't give
or
a
the
shit. You can
basics
leave
of
too.
Python, instead, everyone in the class would play Flash games.
Yeah.
Of course, sites like Miniclip.
What, because in class, like it's the school internet. I don't give a shit how much money they have to pay, and most of the time they had infinite internet, unlimited internet anyways. So I would just fucking play a bunch of Flash games in school, but I would never play them at home.
Rounds
Only at the school computer during the IT class.
with their edgy games, with one of the most.
And
popular
obviously, I
ones.
was like, you can tell by the fact that I'm about to do a fucking internship, full time. Well, full time. I guess it's not full time. Whatever. 3-year internship. I'm about to paid. I'm about to like start one in IT, in software development. So you know, I was always good at this kind of shit. So I would basically get the most time to play Flash games. Like I would be done like halfway through the class, and I'd just be able to get like the rest of the class just to play games. Everyone was like really fucking jealous of me because I would be like playing games for longer than anyone else.
Being Bubble Trouble. But some of the more
Bubble Trouble was
locally
goated. I played it on stream.
recognizable sites were Freb.com and Poki.hu, where there were more Flash games than you knew
Okay, I
what to
remember
do
the
with
site.
them all.
Yeah, I don't remember the name. I remember the
a
layout
popular
though.
one because of
I
the
would mostly just play on Miniclip though, and what's the other one? Not Newgrounds. Armored Games, something like that.
player was Fireboy and Water Girl, which
Yep.
was a co-op puzzle platformer
We used to
where
play
the
all the
players
time.
had to solve puzzles to allow the others to enter different chambers in the map and collect all the gems.
To
But
be
of
fair, I
course,
said I didn't play like CS:GO, but I did play like a game that's similar to that. It was like an online games. I'm not sure what exactly it's called.
although these games were great, there were also masterpieces such as the Pilsner game, where 9-year-olds collected falling beer bottles
What the
while
fuck?
a PNG of a woman stripped, and of course,
What the fuck? I never
greatest
played
digital
that shit.
gem. Born
I never played that shit in my life.
And yeah, those were just some of the games popular in our
I'll never play that
childhood.
again.
Let me know which game did I miss and which were your favorites.
Fox, I have
If
a question
enjoyed
for
it-
you. Do you just like notice that you're the only one commenting, and then you say I'm the only one here? Or do you actually look at the viewer count and see that it says 1? Because if you're the only one chatting, it doesn't mean that you're the only one here. You do realize that like half, like in a stream, half the people are lurkers and they don't chat, if not
this
more.
video, click that like button, and if you really did, smash the
And even then, why do you fucking feel the need to point it out? It's so fucking annoying, dude. I hate it when people do that shit. So many people say like, oh, bro, I'm the only one here. It's like, bro, I don't give a shit. You know what? I'm gonna ban you, so I'm the only one here. Because you're being fucking annoying.
subscribe button and become a member like these wonderful people. My name is Janos, and you watched Living Ironically in Europe.
Yep, good video, good video. A lot of nostalgia. Again, like I don't remember that fucking the color game. And there were some other games that I also like feel like I have a loose memory of that he didn't mention. But still, that was very cool. That was very cool.